Hey everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, get ready. I'm doing such cute fall designs again for Halloween. I am so excited to show you how everything turns out. I always say this, but I really think I mean it this time. This may be my favorite collection of crafts that I have done. It's so cute. I love how everything turns out, and it was some late night crafting, so I got a little tired, but I got it all done. So go ahead and give me that thumbs up button if you are excited to check out these latest crafts. And also get excited because we are going to be doing one more week of Halloween crafts, I believe, and then we have fall crafts again, and then we are going to dive into Christmas, which is going to be so beautiful this year. I am so excited to share what I'm going to be doing, and I'm excited for you to see all of the new ideas for this year. All right, everyone, go ahead and give this a thumbs up, and if you would, I would love for you to share this video to get everyone inspired for some more crafts, and also to get everyone ready for all of the upcoming Halloween or holiday crafts that are coming up. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for our first craft, I am going to take these little wooden pumpkins that I purchased probably 2 years ago. It was probably right when I first got my Cricut machine, and I found these at the Target dollar spot, and they had pumpkins and apples, and you can find similar things to this just about anywhere, and in fact I'll link some similar pumpkins down below. But I found these and I bought a ton of them, so every year I have done something fun with my Cricut machine, but this year I'm going to do something a little bit different without my Cricut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little wooden pumpkin. You can see that it's painted orange on the sides, and then it's just a natural wood on this side. So do whatever you'd like painting wise. I'm just going to leave them natural. But I'm going to take some digital paper. So you can use scrapbook paper, whatever you'd like. I purchased some digital paper that I really liked, and I just printed some out. So this is the little print that I chose. How cute is this? I love it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put the paper onto the pumpkin and make this a really pretty patterned pumpkin. So these turn out really cute, and they're so easy to make. And once you learn the technique, which is super simple, you will start looking at wooden blanks in a different way. So again, all you need is just some scrapbook paper or some digital paper, any type of print that you would like. You could even actually do this with an adhesive vinyl as well, if you had some vinyl that you have in your patterned stash that you want to get rid of or use. Okay, so I'm going to take my paper and turn it upside down here. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to trace out or trace around my pumpkin. So I'm going to just place my pumpkin over the patterned paper here. And then I am going to just take my pen or pencil and trace around here. Just like this, super easy. And I'll link this pattern paper pack that I purchased. It's so sweet. And the best thing about pattern paper is, as you've seen in some of my other tutorials, you can use it for so many things. So I have also used it for sublimation and making mugs, and you can just use it for all types of things. So now that I have my little template all outlined here, I'm just gonna take some scissors, super easy, and then just cut around my little trace marks here. Okay, so now that I have it all cut out, now I have a perfect fit for the top of my pumpkin here. So now I just need to attach it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some of this matte Mod Podge. I picked this up at Dollar Tree. You can pick this up anywhere. They sell it in larger tubes or larger little containers. I really like the little squeeze bottles. I think that they actually are really handy when you want to work quickly. You can just squeeze a little bit out and paint away. And what I think I'm going to do is keep the little bottle and then probably buy this in bulk in, you know, the larger tubes, and then just keep refilling the little one, just because I really like how easy it is to work with. But you do whatever you would like. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the Mod Podge, take away my paper here, and then I have just a little foam brush. You can use whatever your whatever you would like to do. And then I'm just going to squirt just a little bit. Now for this, less is more. So you don't want to saturate it, because if you get it too wet, then your paper is going to be too wet, and it's going to just kind of be all crinkly, if that makes sense. So do less and just give it a really thin coat. So this is just going to act as the adhesive. And I'm being careful not to get it on the sides of the pumpkin. So what I'm doing is making sure that with my little foam brush here, I'm going out towards the edge. If you go this way, then it's going to obviously drool down the side, for lack of a better word, but it'll drool down the side of your pumpkin. So just paint towards the edges so that you avoid getting any runoff. Okay, just like this. Perfect. And again, less is more, so don't do too much or your paper is going to just get too mushy. Okay. You could also do this with, if you find some really pretty, I've seen it done, not with the pumpkin idea, but I have seen this kind of concept done with napkins. You can do with napkins as well. That would be really, really cute. Okay, so I have this all set, and then I'm just going to take my pumpkin here and place it over my glue. So I'm just going to center that, make sure it's all centered, and I can gently bring it up if I need to. Okay, so then I just kind of go out towards the edges with my fingers, and then I am going to use this little brayer tool that I have for my Cricut, and I'm just going to really, really roll over that with some pressure to make sure there are no bubbles, which there really shouldn't be because again, I used just a little bit of the Mod Podge. There we go. That all down. Isn't that paper so cute? I love that. I'm trying to do a little bit of a pink theme this year. If you saw my previous videos, I am doing just a little bit more of a fun and girly Halloween, I guess. I just like that look of the pink and orange. It's been really fun. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So then we have our little pumpkin here. How cute is this? Now, I actually debated if I wanted to add some vinyl on here, but I actually decided just to leave it simple because I think the print just kind of speaks for itself. And I think that if you added words on here, I think it would just kind of get lost. So I'll tell you a little bit later what I was planning to do, and I'll give you a little hint if you want to do it yourself, a good option. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this really cute little checked bow. Now I just bought ribbon and then I just made this little bow, super easy. And then I just tied them really quick so you didn't have to watch me do that. But I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and attach my bow right at that little pumpkin stem there. So cute. Be careful not to burn myself. Goodness. But I think that the bow not only adds just a little bit of visual interest, and I really love using a pattern with a pattern. I just think it's so, so cute and fun. But it not only adds a visual interest, but it also, I feel, just gives it a little bit more dimension. Okay, so I also made 2 more. Look how cute these are. So I need to attach the bows. But I did these last evening. There's not a bubble in sight. They feel so good. Now you can also add some Mod Podge to the top of your paper. I didn't want to do that. Even though it says matte finish on it, I didn't want any type of finish on the top. I just really wanted that nice matte paper look, if that makes sense. So you can go ahead and seal the top if you'd like. I'm just making these for myself and for decor this year. So I'm not going to seal it. I really like how this looks just as is. Okay, so I'm going to add the little bows here. Now, what I originally was going to do was I was going to say boo and have obviously B-O-O. But I just, again, I thought that the letters would just kind of get lost with the prints and maybe take away from the print, if you will. But if you wanted to, what you could do is you could cut out some wooden letters with your Cricut. And I think if you, I wouldn't do vinyl, but if you wanted to add a little bit of wording on here, I would do your letters with wood. And then you could have them kind of coming up off of the pumpkin. I think that would be super, super cute. And then I think that obviously it wouldn't get too lost with the print behind it. So that is just kind of my advice if you want to take it a step further. I really love how these look just simple like this, and I love how they coordinate. Again, all the prints came together in one pack. There is a little tiny string here. Okay, that was bothering me. So if you have a little tail that's kind of going wonky, you can always glue it down as well. I think that'll be just fine. Okay, so I love the little trio. Again, these all coordinate because I bought them all in the same paper pack, but super, super cute. Again, you can add some wording. I'm just gonna leave mine simple as is, and I think it's going to be some really cute little decor for Halloween. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next little project. Again, once you know how easy it is to add paper to wood, this is really going to be super fun and inspirational for just about any type of decor. So coming up on Christmas, we're gonna do some other fun stuff kind of with this concept as well. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the next project. Okay, so for our next little craft tonight, I am going to make myself a cute little sweatshirt to wear while we are trick-or-treating with the kiddos. So I am really not one to dress up. I know, like, I'm probably so lame, but it's just not really my thing. But I also wanted to be festive, so I thought I would make myself festive in my own way, and I'm just going to wear this cute sweatshirt with some skinny jeans, and I thought I would just make it super festive for Halloween night. So what I'm going to do is, I got this at Target. I've actually purchased quite a few of these sweatshirts. They are so, so comfortable, and they're more of a distressed sweatshirt. I'll link them down below, and who knows how long they will be available for, but check them out. I love them. I am using a size small. I did pre-wash mine. I just prefer to do it that way. And then for my iron-on, I am using that flocked, it's Strip Flock Pro. So it's a flocked iron-on, and if you haven't ever used that, it is like a velvet texture. It is so, so pretty. And I like it because on a sweatshirt, it's just so cozy and comfy. But I found this really, really cute SVG, and I thought I have got to put this on a sweatshirt for Halloween night. So let me get this all weeded out. I'll also link this flocked HTV. I purchased it in quite a few colors because I've done a couple, well, let's see, I did a sweatshirt and then a shirt with it, and I just love working with it. I love how it turns out, and it just has a really unique look to it. Okay, it is really easy to weed too. It's just really on there. So I thought this would be just a fun way to be festive and also warm on Halloween night. And I'll probably just put some cute little festive cat ears on or something like that just to be fun. But I don't know, I just am not really into dressing up, so this is just how I'm gonna be festive. Okay, so when I did this, what I did for cut settings is I cut this out on my Explore 3, and I did iron-on with more pressure. So I did the everyday iron-on setting with more pressure, and it cut out beautifully. So easy. If you have the older Explore machines that have the dial on there, I believe you can do iron-on plus for the setting, but always do a test cut before if you are not sure. Okay, so here, look how cute this is. It says Halloween instead of Halloween. I thought this was so cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the sweatshirt, and I love the velvet texture. It's just gonna be so fun, and I love how it pops on that pretty pink. Okay, so I need to preheat my sweatshirt, and that's just gonna make sure that it's nice and straight and flat, wrinkle free. Also, there's no moisture in the shirt, so it's just gonna remove any moisture that could be in there so that my iron-on lays down super nice. So let's go ahead and head on over to the heat press. I'm gonna do this at 311 degrees, and I think it says 12 seconds, but I'm just gonna do 15 seconds, and I believe it's a warm peel. Okay, so here is my sweatshirt. My heat press is all preheated, and I'm just gonna make sure that that is nice and flat there. Okay, So then I'm going to take my lint roller and make sure there is no lint on the surface. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to preheat my shirt, focusing on the area where I'm going to place my iron on. Okay, so let's just preheat that, make sure that my pressure is set. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to preheat that for about 5 seconds. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to place my little iron-on design. Now, this has a very high neckline. It's very, very tight towards the neck. So I am going to bring that down just a little bit. I'm thinking probably about 4 fingers from the collar. Now, I know everybody has their method that they like to do, and I do not swear by the like 3 fingers down or 2 fingers. Like, that does not make sense to me. So I am very visual, and I just kind of do my own thing based on the cut and style of each shirt that I work with. So that's about 5.5 from that side, and I need to move that over a little bit. I think that looks really good to my eye. And you can always take it and hold it up to yourself and look in a mirror and to make sure that you like how that looks, because this backer is sticky. So once you place it on there, of course, you can peel it up to move it around, but you can also pick this whole thing up and, you know, visually look at it to make sure that you like how that looks. And I think that looks really good. Okay, so now I can just press that onto the shirt. Again, it's 311 degrees for, I'm going to do 15 seconds. Okay. And then that is a warm peel, so I'm just going to bring this out and let it cool a little bit. And then I will peel off and make sure that everything is good and see if I need any repressing. Okay, so I am just going to peel away my liner here, monitoring all of the edges of the letters to make sure everything has laid down. And it looks really good. I don't see any problem areas. If you do, you can just lay your liner back over your HTV and then you can repress. What I like to do, and I do this a lot, is I just go ahead and replace it after I peeled it off, because sometimes tugging that a little bit can produce some problem areas. I actually see zero flaws with this, but as I'm always just nervous. I always just put it back on there and then do another like 10 seconds or so. I've just kind of made that part of my workflow. So I just like to do that just because I feel like that initial pull of the liner can sometimes be a little harsh on the HTV. So you can skip this step if you want, but this is just something that I have found is a nice part of my workflow. And then that second peel is so much easier because it's already been taken off. So I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, there it is. How cute. And then this, if you see the rectangle here, it's a little bit darker. That will go away. So it's just because it's warm, but that will just fade away and take on the natural color of the rest of the shirt once it's cooled down. But how cute is that? It's so cute. I love it. I think it's going to be the perfect little outfit for Halloween night. And I just loved this font, how it was different on the top and different on the bottom. I love it when that happens. I'll link this SVG. Of course, I cannot give font information because this is an actual SVG and not an actual font, but I'll link it down below in case you would like to purchase this as well and make something fun for yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next craft. Okay, so for the next little craft, I am going to make a little doorknob sign. I love these little signs. This actually is an ornament. And I purchased this from Hobby Lobby. It was in their Christmas section. I purchased this last year. It says Christmas 2020, but I just kept it in my stash, and I like having little items like this that you can just place on a little door handle. I think it's so cute. You can also place them on knobs in your kitchen, on your kitchen cabinets. I've done that as well, and it's so cute and just super festive. So I'm just going to take that tag off, and I am going to do a little design on this little chalkboard, and I thought I would just hang it on one of our little doorknobs just to keep it all fun and festive. So I am really quickly going to take some rubbing alcohol. I purchased this blank bottle on Amazon, and then I just added some vinyl on there and put some rubbing alcohol in there, and it is a perfect little craft room companion. So I'm just washing this off. Of course, this has been in my stash forever, and I just want to make sure that it is nice and clean for that vinyl. Ooh, yuck. Okay. Probably taking some of the chalkboard off. I've never actually had that happen with a chalkboard because I always do this with all of my chalkboards, but this is something that's not going to get wet or anything, so it's totally fine. Okay, so now I'm going to take my weeding tool. I am using just a tiny little scrap of Oracle 651 vinyl. And I'm just going to begin weeding out this cute design that I found, and I'll link this design as well so that you can see. And if you're inspired, you can make something yourself. Okay, so taking my time because these are smaller letters. This is a smaller design for sure. Okay, so this is the little SVG that I am going to use. It just says Hocus Pocus Broom Company, established 1692. I thought it was so cute, and I thought it was just really fun and simple and would look really neat on this contrasting little black board here. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to trim down some transfer tape. As usual, it's late night crafting, so if I get tongue-tied, then bear with me. It's been a long day. But I have been enjoying finishing my evenings off crafting just because it builds in some me time during the day. But it can be a little wonky trying to explain what I'm doing when I'm just a little sleepy. Okay, so I'm just going to place my transfer tape right over my design, just like this. And this took very little vinyl, so make sure that you're always going through that vinyl stash that you have. Everyone has one. Everyone always is trimming off their little pieces because I've always encouraged you to do that. And it's because you can make such wonderful things out of such small amounts of vinyl. Okay, so once that has been pressed down on the front and back, I'm just going to take away my backer. Now, I just cut this on the regular premium vinyl setting. I did have a couple people ask recently how to cut small letters on the Cricut. I have never had any issues cutting small letters like this on my Cricut. I have always used the premium vinyl setting and I have had 0 issues with it. So it's one of those things where if I'm not noticing a problem, then I'm not going to change my method. I know a lot of people have done like washi tape, the washi tape setting, or have done other settings and have tried other hacks, but honestly, it's never been an issue for me. So I don't know if I've just gotten really lucky or what, but I just use premium vinyl and it works perfectly. So I'm just going to scrape this down really well, shaking the whole table here, and make sure that that is all pressed down. Now I can reuse this transfer tape, so I will make sure I keep that. Now, being careful not to actually scratch my chalkboard, I'm going to use my weeding tool to actually help me grab a corner of that transfer tape. And then here is my final little door hanger. How cute is this? So I'm just gonna put this on our little doorknob. I think it's so cute, so festive, and so simple. So again, this was $3.99. I'm pretty sure I did not pay full price for it because whoever pays full price for anything at Hobby Lobby, everything's usually on sale. And then I used scrap vinyl, so very affordable, very fun. If you wanted also, you could just use a removable vinyl and take this off and then do something different for the next holiday. Quite honestly, I remove permanent vinyl all the time from things. So if you have permanent vinyl on there, you can usually take that off as well. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next craft. Okay, for this next craft, I'm going to do a cute little coffee mug as a gift. I found a cute SVG that I just had to decorate with this year. I could not let a year go by without using this little SVG. So again, with my rubbing alcohol, I'm going to just spray the surface of my hand, I guess. I'm just kidding. The mug. I'm going to spray the surface of the mug. Got a little off there. Okay, and then making sure that I don't have anything on the front of that mug. That way the vinyl will lay down really nice. I am going to weed out this cute little design. Now, a tip also though for weeding out small pieces is that before you begin weeding, you can take your vinyl piece, turn it over, and then just really burnish down. I try to avoid doing it on the front with the scraper just because sometimes if you have any type of dirt or anything on, maybe even a cut or anything on your scraper, it can scratch your vinyl. So just be careful with that. But I'm just gonna burnish the back down. That way everything's just in its place before you begin weeding. So if you're having trouble weeding smaller pieces, then give that little trick a try and see if that helps you out. This vinyl is the Oracle 651 vinyl as well. I'm using a permanent because this is something that will obviously get wet, being drinkware. And permanent is just a better option for things like that. Okay, just helping some of the pieces stay down that need to be down. Okay, so this file, it's so cute. It says eat, drink, and be scary. And you could put these on wine glasses as well. I thought that would be super cute. Oops, I took my R off. That's okay. I thought that would be super cute as well to do a little wine glass, a little stemless wine glass, but I thought it would also be a really cute coffee mug. So I'm doing that. Just placing that right back on there. There we go. And then going through, grabbing all the little middles of the letters. And then we have a cute little ghost that will accompany this little design. Oh my goodness, twice in one night. No worries. It's real life crafting, late night and real life. This is all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But keeping it real, keeping it in the video, because more often than not, little letters try to come up. And vinyl can make us go a little crazy. Okay, this little ghost is so sweet. So I made the ghost a different color. Let's see, did he cut out good? Yes, he did. Okay. Thought for a second he was going to be a stinker. But you could do this in any color. Again, just change up your vinyl colors if you would like to do something different. And going slow, just to make sure my little eyes and mouth stay put for these smaller pieces. There we go. And so any type of drinkware is always a fun gift. You can fill it with chocolate or something fun, a little coffee card. That's always fun as well. There you go, stay on there. Okay, come here, little eye. Okay. And there is our little ghost. So cute. Oh, there we go. Our little ghost. How cute. Okay, so that's gonna go right here. So what I'm going to do is grab my transfer tape. Let's see if I can reuse that piece. Oh, I can. So I'm reusing the piece that I just used on the little door sign, that little chalkboard door sign, to be thrifty and keep the crafting costs down. Okay, then turn this over, and then you decide. Now if you wanted to do a double-sided mug, you would just cut this out twice and put it on either side. I'm going to put it on this side with the handle to the right, and I usually just put my mouse right under there just to keep it up. And then let's grab our little design here. Eat, drink, and be scary. So cute. Okay, now the one thing about reusing vinyl sometimes, or the transfer tape, excuse me, is that sometimes it can get a little bit, like it'll kind of roll up a little bit. So just want to be patient with it. Okay, so I'm just going to center that up and down. So cute. Aww. Okay, then going down the center with my finger and then out towards the sides, I'll just lay that vinyl down. Here we go. So cute. Let me know if you have made any drinkware this fall season. I've been doing a lot of drinkware. I think it's just a fun little way to be festive. It's a simple way to be festive, right? And also when you're gift giving, it is so affordable. You can find great mugs at Dollar Tree. I think I got these on Amazon. I love them because it's a substantial cup and it's such high quality. Also, it holds a lot of coffee, which honestly, I just don't have any room for a coffee cup that doesn't hold a lot of coffee lately, so. And you know, if you've seen my hauls or just been crafting with me for a while, you know I love my coffee and my coffee mugs, so. I probably need to go and donate a couple again. Whoops, stay there, stay there. Got a little confident there. And if you notice anything coming up, just lay it back down and press. And come on, little guy. There we go. Now, after you make your mug, you're going to want to make sure you let this set for a couple days. Now, I don't seal my drinkware at all. If you want to know how to do that, I'm sure there are tons of tutorials on how to do so, but I don't do that. I just let mine set for a couple days and then I hand wash them only. To be honest, if I make it for myself, I stick it in the dishwasher because I don't hand wash things. Well, I'll just be honest. But if I'm giving it to somebody, I definitely say hand wash this only, avoid the microwave, because that will help it last longer. For me, if it's just me and I mess it up, then I can just come down and Cricut myself a new one. And that's just being honest. That's just being completely honest. I slap mine in the dishwasher all the time, but giving it 2 days to kind of set and cure, that way it really is on there. And there's a cute little pink ghost. How sweet. Oh, I love the little pink ghost. That's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna have to I have another one of these mugs, so I was gonna make this as a gift, which I still am, but I'm going to make myself one as well because that is just way too cute. I love it. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next craft. Okay, the next thing that I am going to do tonight is I'm going to make this little banner door sign. Now, in one of my previous videos, I've already made a really cute trick-or-treat door sign that is so cute. It's hanging on our front door. I love it. It is just gorgeous. So this is actually going to be for the inside of our front door. We have a hanger on the inside of our front door as well, and I like to put something on the inside as well because it's just so cute and festive. So I'm going to make this for the inside of our door. Now, I purchased this at, I believe it was Target. I'm not sure that they have them anymore because now they carry the, is it Mondo Llama? I hope I'm saying that right. I can't remember, but they're carrying a different brand of craft supplies and craft blanks, which is super, super cute. But this was their older brand, so I'm not sure that they have any more, but you can find these little banner blanks anywhere. So I just applied probably 3 layers of my favorite chalk paint, which I will link down below. I like to leave my edges that natural wood because I think it just adds some fun dimension, and that's how I prefer it to look. So I just applied a few coats because it was, of course, this natural wood. And then it had this rope, which I removed because I just didn't think it was festive enough. So I'm gonna put my own ribbon on the top here, just to kind of make it a little bit more festive for Halloween. So I have a fun SVG here. And again, as always, I will link it down below in case you are inspired to create something for yourself. But let's go ahead and get this all weeded out. Okay, so this is weeding so nice. I believe this is, okay, this is the Cricut vinyl. I have such a stash of vinyl that I am working my way through. And once I get about halfway through, knowing myself, this is where I get myself in trouble. If I just keep going, I will ruin it. I will either drop it on itself or just do something silly. So I like to just go through and trim. That way I can continue going. See, just like that. That way I can keep going without all of this extra because it's sticky. So if it sticks onto itself, it will rip up the letters and it can just make a mess in such a hurry. So sometimes behind the scenes, I try to go so fast to get something ready or craft quickly, as you know we do. And if I don't slow down with permanent vinyl or the adhesive vinyl, goodness gracious, I can just make a mess so quickly, which is so frustrating because it honestly takes 0 time to pause for just a moment and make the cut. So those are all just lessons learned. So look how cute this is. This says Home Sweet Haunted Home. I thought that was so cute. This would be really cute for the exterior of your front door as well, but I already have such a cute one. I can also just interchange them out. Oh, I just messed up my little manicure. We've talked about that on my channel too. How, or maybe have I talked about that? How I love working with vinyl, but one of the worst parts is it can mess up a manicure in a hurry. That's okay. Okay, there we go. All the little middle pieces. And there we have it. Okay, so because I painted this wood, I'm going to grab my masking paper transfer tape. It's just a paper transfer tape. It has a lighter grip to it and it pulls up vinyl amazing. But the reason that I like to use this for painted projects is because it is less sticky and it will not disturb that paint. Sometimes if you put an aggressive, and by aggressive I just mean really sticky transfer tape on painted wood, it could peel up the paint. Or I've done it on painted pots. Whew, that can peel the paint right up. So I opt to use this when I'm working with paper, if I want to put vinyl on paper, and also if I am working with a painted surface. Okay, here we go. And then I will just trim this down so that I don't waste it. Just like this. Okay, and then I'll just keep that right on the roll, just like that. Okay, now I will just scrape this down really nice. And another thing that you have seen me do a lot, but if you're new here, I will show it again. What I like to do is I like to trim as close to my design as I can because it really helps me visually line up my design on my blank when I have less just transfer tape and stuff everywhere. So it just helps me personally. Okay, so I just kind of trim as much as I can. I feel like that just looks so much better, and then it helps me really center that better when I don't have so much surrounding transfer tape on the edge. It really just plays with my eye. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but it probably does it to a lot of people, and you just don't realize why your eye is kind of being tricked in the moment. Okay, I'm going to scrape down the back, and then I'm going to remove that liner, and then the vinyl will stay right on that transfer tape. There we go. And just nudging it down in places where it needs a little encouragement. Okay, there we go. And now we can just center our design on our little banner here. You can bring out a measuring tape if you'd like. I like to just eyeball it. My eye has been a trusty companion. And ooh, I like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay that down. I'm gonna go through the middle and then out towards the edges, first with my fingers, and then reinforce that with my scraper. Just peeling up the transfer tape. Now, you can definitely reuse this. I tend to just toss it after I use it on a painted surface because I feel like there's usually kind of a residue. Doesn't look too bad this time, but it's so affordable. I've had this, I think I mentioned this recently. I've had this since I purchased my very first Cricut, which was 2 years ago. And it's just now, I mean, I'll show you a new one. This is brand new because I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need more of that. I love it, love it, love it. And so I bought another one. Psh, no, this has lasted forever. I haven't even touched this yet. So it's super affordable, and honestly, I don't feel bad about parting with it after one use because I have been using the same roll for a couple years now. So it is all good. Okay, so how cute. Now I'm gonna add some ribbon. Again, you can add that rope back in that came with it, but I just wanna bring in something a little bit funner. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring in some of this ribbon that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. You can get some buffalo check ribbon anywhere. So I'm going to use that. You could actually put a different color too if you wanted to get super, super fun and festive. But I am going to just do a black. I think it looks really classy. Okay, so I'm gonna do just about, probably about that much. Trim and feed that through. Oh, I love how that looks. It adds just a little bit of, the print just adds a little bit more to it. Some visual interest there. Okay, so feel free to attach this however you would like. And I'm gonna get a good idea for how big of the loop I want. But I am going to just tie this on the back here. Okay, I think that loop looks really nice. Make sure it's all straight. And then I'm just gonna tie this. Again, you do however you would like to do it, but this makes sense to me. So I'm just gonna tie it. Very simple, just like that. Trim, trim. Now, if these peek up, I can just tuck these in. Okay. Cute. There we go. How cute is that? Just a simple little wooden banner and totally transformed into something super, super festive and fun. I love how that looks. Okay, so I have to do some applique because I have had these cute little sweatshirts and they are so Halloween-y. I love how they look. They are little peplum sweatshirts. How cute. They are nice pale pink with a little black polka dot. And I just have to put something on these. So I am going to really quickly prep this shirt very quickly for applique. Now I did one of these before for my daughter, and I'm going to go ahead and stabilize it the exact same way that I did the other one because it turned out so nicely. Now, if you want to stabilize yours a different way, then feel free to do so. I feel like with embroidery and applique, there are a million different ways to do something, and everyone has their own personal preference. So I'm just going to show you how I want to do mine, but feel free to run with it in a different direction if you like to do it differently. Okay, I'm going to take some fusible poly mesh cutaway, and I am going to place that on the back of my shirt, and that is going to be my first level of stabilizer. Okay, and now that that's ironed on, I am going to take 2 layers of this tearaway, and I'm going to layer that one on top of the other. Now, I went with 2, and I really liked how it turned out, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same for this shirt. So I'm just going to cut 1 and then measure out my next one and cut. Okay, so then I will just, this is fusible as well, so I will iron this on the back as well. So there's 1 layer of the tearaway, and then I will double that up and do another layer. And then we are all set to go. Okay, so now I am going to hoop my sweatshirt. So I'm going to turn my sweatshirt right side out once more. Bring these little sleeves out, and then we will get the Mighty Hoop on, which I love my new Mighty Hoop. I have the new Mighty Hoop, and then I also have the Durkee Easy frames. Oh my goodness, I don't even use any of the frames that came with my machine now because they are all so amazing, but the Mighty Hoop is definitely my favorite. So I'm going to take the inside of the Mighty Hoop, and I'm going to place it inside of my sweatshirt here, and just get that exactly where I would like it. This is so soft. Oh my goodness, so soft. And before I do that, let me put, this is my little design that I'm putting on this shirt. It's a cute little bat with glasses. So cute, and a little bow. I just love it. So I'm going to place that right where I'd like that. And I printed this off from In Brilliance. I believe the actual design is from Embroidery Boutique. I'll try to link it down below. But I printed off from Brilliance because it just really helps me with my centering. And that way I can get it exactly in the middle of my shirt. That's about 7. That's about 7. Oh, I'm so good with that. That's my strength. It's the eyeballing things. It's just my strength. Okay, so I love where that is. So now that I have my design on there, I can really make sure that my hoop is exactly where it needs to be. Now, because I'm using a hoop that does not come with my embroidery machine, I'm going to be sure that I do trace my design before I start stitching to make sure that my needle doesn't come anywhere near the edges of my frame. Okay, so I like how that feels. Just kind of making sure that hoop. Okay, that looks good. So then I'm just going to take the top of my Mighty Hoop, and there we go. Okay, so that feels nice and taut. Now I can take this over to the machine really quick. I'm just going to place it onto the machine so it's out of the way while I prep all of the fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to place this on the machine, making sure that the inside of my sweatshirt goes right on this arm here. So I'm going to make sure that that arm goes between the shirt and the back of the shirt, if that makes sense. And I'll place this right on here. Now I do have my design loaded on my USB, so I'm going to go ahead and find that really quickly and make sure it's all set to go. So I'll hit set, and then I need to rotate really quickly. There we go, okay. And then embroidery, And then you'll see this little laser here. I'm going to make sure that that lines up right in the middle of my design so that the machine knows exactly where I'm stitching and where the middle is. So just getting that perfect. Okay. Whoops. Start over. Clicked the wrong button. Okay. Down. Okay, perfect. So once I have lined my laser up right in the middle of my design, it's all set. So I can take off my paper because my machine already knows the exact center of my design there. Okay, so this is all ready. Let's prep the fabric. Okay, so I have my little design here and I pre-cut all my fabric, and I'm also going to use some HTV as well. It turns out so cute. So I used some scrap HTV, and you are the winner if you can guess what this is a scrap from. So all of my tried and true crafty friends that have watched all my videos will know exactly what scrap this is from. So comment down below if you remember what scrap this is from. Okay, so I have scraps of HTV. Now, we don't need to put anything on the back of the HTV because it already has built-in adhesive. You do want to take off that clear carrier sheet. So you don't want to have that carrier sheet on there. You just want to have the HTV. Okay, now I have little pieces of Heat and Bond light, and I trimmed them down to fit the size of the little fabric pieces that I have. So when you're trimming your Heat and Bond light, you want to make sure that it is smaller than your actual fabric piece. That may be a little hard to see, but this little Heat and Bond light piece is smaller than my fabric, and that way it doesn't iron onto your pad or anything like that. So now what I'm going to do, it'll be easier to see on this one. So I'm going to take my piece of fabric, turn it over, and I'm going to take my Heat and Bond light. I'm going to locate that shiny side, and it has a texture to it, and that's just the adhesive. And you'll see that my Heat and Bond light has been cut smaller than my fabric piece. And don't mind the edge, this is just the edge of the fabric here. And then I'm going to iron that on. And then I will do that for all of my pieces. I can't wait for you to see how this turned out. I did a test stitch on the other sweatshirt because of course I make everything in doubles so that they can be matchy-matchy. And then I just loved how it turned out. And all the fabric choices were really fun. So you're gonna love it as well. Okay, so I like to set them off to the side on a cool surface. That way they cool down quicker. And I don't like to peel my Heat and Bond light until it's cool, because for two reasons. That way it really gets on there, because sometimes when you peel it too quickly, the adhesive is still on the paper and not on the fabric. And also because if you peel it too quickly, it kind of curls your fabric up. And I like my fabric to stay nice and flat. It makes it easier when doing the applique. I think this is my last piece, right? Okay, I think so. So, and again, this has built-in adhesive because this is just HTV, just heat transfer vinyl, glitter heat transfer vinyl. Okay, now let's let that cool a bit more. Now I'm going to take off the paper backing, leaving that Heat and Bond light. You'll see how it's shiny on the back of the fabric. So I just line up my fabric. That way it is ready to go when the machine wants it. And these cool down so quick, especially on a cool surface. So these are all ready to go. And I will no longer need this anymore because this is the last shirt I'm doing. Okay, let's go ahead and get stitching. Okay, so the first thing it's going to do the placement stitch. Okay, so the placement stitch is exactly what it is called. So it is just showing us an outline of where we need to put our fabric. So because we can see the outline of the design, we know exactly where to lay our fabric down. So I am just going to place my fabric right over there, making sure I'm going to peel up the corners to make sure that I cover the entire area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out my thread to black for this part. Okay, so I am just rethreading. It's all ready to go. So I can say lock start. And it's going to now do the tack down stitch. So the tack down stitch is securing the fabric to the sweatshirt. So exactly like it sounds. It's tacking down that fabric and sewing it to the shirt. Okay, so now we can take it over to the table and we're going to trim our fabric. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my little applique scissors. There are many different types of applique scissors that you can buy, and I love these. I love the little size of them. I feel like you kind of fall in love with whatever you learned on, and they have a little curved bill down here, if you can see that. That way you don't cut into your fabric. I did order my duckbill scissors. I actually ordered a applique set. So the hoop is magnetic, so sometimes my scissors get stuck there. Now I did order my new applique scissor set just because I'm curious if I would like anything else. So I'm gonna give that a try, but honestly, it's like the other, earlier I was telling you, if something, you know, isn't working or is working well, then I tend to not do anything different because it works. So I am just trying. Now this is going to be a really quick stitch because it is a bean stitch. So this is a bean stitch file. Now they do have a satin stitch file of this exact same design if you wanted to do that. And I kind of went back and forth with which one to do, but I loved, so because this is a sweatshirt and the sweatshirt is kind of just, you know, cozy and soft in nature, I thought the bean stitch would just be a little bit more informal and just kind of cozy. So that's why I went with the bean stitch file. And it turned out so, so cute. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim around all my little pieces here. And this has some pretty intricate little areas. So that's why I love these little scissors. Sorry if you can see my hair. Okay, there we go. So that was the most intense of the trimming for this whole project. I think, I can't remember. I think that was the most. So you can see why I like the smaller scissors for this project, because you can really get into all those little grooves. Okay, so now I am just going to get this. There we go, just like so. And I like to just get all of the little pieces off as I go. That way they don't, if I have any stranglers, they don't stitch down to the shirt. And now I'm gonna iron on my fabric. So I'm just using a little piece of parchment paper just to protect my thread. It was recommended for the thread that I like, or the thread that my machine really likes. So what I'm doing here is I'm just ironing down that Heat and Bond light to the shirt at this point. Okay, now let's take it back over and we're gonna do the next step. So the next step is the little feet that are going to be down at the bottom here. They are so cute. And now that the feet are done, it is going to do the finishing stitch. And like I said, this is a bean stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and let that stitch out. And then I'm probably just going to put some fun music on and let you watch me finish this, because it's just going to do the same routine. So it'll do the placement stitch, the tack down stitch, and the bean stitch for all of our little layers. So I'll just keep working and enjoy. Okay, so really quickly, I am going to do the glitter HTV. So I'm just going to place that over that placement stitch and then allow it to do the tack down stitch. Now, of course, I'm being super careful with my fingers. Don't do as I do. Keep your fingers away. Just making sure that my piece doesn't move while it's trying to stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to trim that piece, and you'll trim it exactly like you would fabric. It is actually even easier to trim than fabric because it's just nice and thick. And this is my first time working with the glitter HTV. I saw that you could do this and I had to give it a try, and I thought this was the perfect idea to try it on, or perfect project to try it on, and it did not disappoint. So easy to work with. I'm definitely going to be doing more applique with the glitter HTV. Okay, so really quickly, I'm just going to iron that down as well. Okay. And then return it to the machine, and it will do the finishing stitch, which is the bean stitch. But how cute is that? The little belly of the bat. And then the eyes as well will be glittery. So cute. Okay, it is all done. Oh my gosh, so cute, and such a quick little stitch out because of the bean stitch. But I'll hold it up so you can see. I love the glitter. It just adds so much fun to it. Okay, so how cute is this? I love it, and I love the little peplum bottom to this. It's so cute. Everything about it is just so cute. So now I am going to simply take it inside out once more to reveal the stabilizer in the back. And what I can do is I'm going to take and just tear away the tearaway, just like it's called. And then I will trim away the cutaway. So I really liked that double tearaway and single cutaway. I thought it did a really, really good job with this sweatshirt, and really happy with how it's stitched. Okay, there we go. Now, of course, you can go in and clean up even more. I'm not going to for this. I'm just going to then take that cutaway and I'm just pulling up, because remember that was a fusible, so it's just kind of temporarily on that shirt there. So I'm pulling up around the edges, and then I'm going to take my scissors and trim. And I'm just trimming around the shape of my applique, so just the shape of the bat. Now, of course, as I always say, be very careful that you do not cut your shirt, because at the very end of your whole project and of being so careful, that would be the worst to actually cut your shirt on the last step. Okay, so I'm just going to trim around. You see how I'm just kind of doing just an exaggerated outline of my bat. One of the most refreshing things about applique is that you can choose any type of material and fabric that you would like, and this could turn out completely different. So you could make the bat a fun color, you could make the glasses a fun color, and the bow a different color. Two people could do the same project and put their own spin on it, and it would just look so different. Okay, so then you can go through and trim any pieces that you'd like. This is more so it doesn't show through the front of the shirt, but it's really not. That's a thick shirt. It's gonna be just fine. Sometimes I just worry about like the edges, and then just kind of trim those down, and then I just take my lint roller and pick those up. And I'm just gonna iron this down. And now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Tender Touch, and I have not been thrilled with Tender Touch. I've been asking for recommendations for an alternative, so if you know of one, please let me know. I'm not impressed with it. It's not staying on even when I use it with my heat press. I feel like lately it's been doing a little better. My husband honestly thinks I probably just got a dud package, and I wonder if I did, because I bought it in the summertime, and I'm wondering if, actually this is my husband wondering, he's wondering if maybe it just got too hot sitting outside. And I mean, it makes sense that it could have kind of damaged the adhesive on it, because being a mom of really young kids, we have a lot of clothes with Tender Touch on the back from companies, of course, and those stay, you know, hundreds of washes just fine. So I know that it's just, my husband keeps telling me just to buy a new batch to test it out. So maybe I'll just do that. But if you know of another alternative, let me know. What I did there was I just rounded the corners of that Tender Touch, and that just helps it stay on there better. Again, I haven't really had any progress with that, but I'm just a rule follower, so I'm going to do that. And the purpose of Tender Touch is the back side can be really itchy with those stitches, and it can just kind of be scratchy. So this just provides a really nice soft barrier for the child, so it's just nice and cozy inside. Okay, so I'm just going to bring that over to my press here and press that on, and we will be good to go. Okay, there we go. Turn the press off for the night, and the Tender Touch is on the back. Okay, I mean, come on, how cute did this all turn out? This might be my favorite curated little collection for Halloween that I have done. So cute. I am in love. I think I got everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 crafts tonight with my, some with my Cricut machine, some with my embroidery machine, all done with love. I am in love with everything. I have something to wear on Halloween night, and I love how this turned out. The girls have something cute and fun to wear just for the fun season, and how cute. I love how the glitter looks on this applique. Totally gonna keep doing that, and I hope you enjoyed that little fun part of the applique process, because I sure did. Then we have another fun little piece of decor for the inside of the house. I love this little doorknob little frame. I think that is going to be so fun. And then of course, like I said, I'm going to have to make a duplicate of this because this turned out so darn cute that I'm going to need one for myself. And then last, we did these little patterned pumpkins that are so sweet, very affordable, and I just love how these ended up turning out. They're so cute. And again, I offered a couple little ideas if you wanted to take this project a little bit further. So if you missed some of my previous little crafts for Halloween, definitely be sure to rewind throughout my little channel and check those out, because I have been super busy and having so much fun crafting for this season. I think I have one more tutorial coming up with some Halloween inspired crafts, and then we are moving on to just some more cozy fall things, and then Christmas. I'm so excited. Things are going to be so fun. I have been purchasing so much behind the scenes to get ready for this fall and winter. You're not going to want to miss it. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Make sure you give this a thumbs up. I would love it if you would share this video. Get everybody ready because the holidays are coming. It's going to get so fun. So be sure you're sharing the videos that you're watching on my channel and get everybody excited because it's going to get fun. All right. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.